Good evening, friends. So let understand from the psychological point of view also. So the psychological point of view says, as you sow, so shall you reap. What does that mean? It means what kind of a thoughts are we getting throughout the day? Let's analyze today what kind of a thoughts we get whole day. We get. Do you know how many thoughts we get in a day? I was amazed when I heard about it. 70,000 thoughts in a day. We are getting 70,000 thoughts in a day. And how many of these thoughts are positive? How many of these thoughts are negative? Negative could be anything. Negative could be blaming yourself. A negative could be blaming others because of you, this thing didn't happen, or you didn't support me in this matter, or you were very irresponsible, or I am not made for it, I'm not intelligent, I am not that kind of a person, and I'm not confident to do it. So all these things, how many times do we think all these, or they are just, we don't even want to think, but then they are just running at the back of our mind, isn't it? So it's an interesting thing. Like, if we are going to practice more and more of these negative thoughts throughout the day, then what is the outcome going to be? The same pattern. The same pattern is going to come out, like even in the computer when we are trying to fill in whatever kind of a input we put in, the output is same. All right, 1 plus 1 comes out to be 2 only, right? So whenever we have a negative thought, there is a black spot in our mind. It's kind of a black energy that's created, and whenever we have positive thoughts, it's a white energy that's created. So now we have to see how much of black energy, like negative energy, we have inside us, and how much of white energy. So that assessment you have to do with the awareness. How are my thoughts? So when we give forgiveness, what is happening when we give forgiveness? When we give forgiveness, our ego is diluting. We have ego. Psychology students know about ego. So its ego is always there, and our ego gets diluted when we are forgiving others, or when we are forgiving ourselves. That ego dilutes. So let's understand now from the point of view of neuroscience. So as you are all aware, neuroscience talks about brain only. In brain we have trillions and trillions of cells, though it looks so small, but there are trillion cells inside this small brain, and it's very difficult. Nobody has 100% understood how this complex brain works. So though there have been so many studies going on from so many years, but still a lot of mystery is still there. So what I have understood is, what is mind is brain in action, and action, and mind is brain in action, and brain is mind in action. So these are the two things. Mind and brain are related to each other. So let's see, when we think of something like the negative thing, so there is a firing. There are trillions of neurons. So there is a firing that happens. If there is a negative thought, so there is a kind of a, I've seen the images they show. It's kind of an electric current that we get. That's kind of a red light, kind of a energy that goes through our neurons, and then it says neurons are getting fired. So what it's called about, like firing with thought and wiring together.